Welcome to episode 5 of the Z Lister podcast. I'm your host, Austin, and I'm joined by my co host, Adam,
What's up, guys?
and my other co host, Maynard.
Hello.
And today we have our top 3 favorite horror movies. This is in due to anticipation for the new film, The Undertone, released by A24. So we want, before we review that, which should be your next week's podcast, we wanted to give you guys kind of like what we like in horror. It's only our top 3. So obviously there's more horror movies that we like. These are our favorite 3. Let's like, without further ado, let's just get started. Was
Just quick
this first of
question.
all? Yeah.
What have y'all seen this week? Just kind of getting a
Oh, yeah,
foundation of what we've
yeah,
seen this week.
yeah, yeah.
Maynard?
I just finished watching the new season of Drive to Survive. Uh, I'll be honest, I was very disappointed with this season.
Hmm.
Uh, they went down from 10 episodes to 8 episodes. I'm a Haas fan, and there was no Haas in that season at all. It focused a lot on just on like the top 3 teams, top 4 teams, and I don't know. I think considering a lot that happened last year, a lot was left out, even like the big main stories throughout the whole season. Uh, so yeah,
Our
just
wheel knowledge is
disappointing.
too far gone already for us to enjoy the show now.
I mean, I like the previous season, like it wasn't bad, but I think this season, like it just ignored a lot of like Max coming back, more of the drama between like Oscar. Like I wish it dived deeper into that, but it didn't at all.
Yeah, I haven't watched the new season yet, but I don't know if I ever will continue Drive to Survive since we get a lot of content outside of the Netflix show in Formula One, but I've seen bits and clips of it. What about you, Austin? What have you seen this week?
Well, so this week, for the audience, it's my spring break. I work in the school system, so we have our spring break this week, and so I'm actually able to watch a lot of stuff. I just finished Bad Education, which is an HBO movie that came out in 2019 with Hugh Jackman, and that was good. That was good. True story. I also watched the first season of Vice Principals, which is great. I've already seen the show. It's a really funny show. If that's your type of humor, it's a very specialized type of humor. So, and then I'm trying to think what else I watched. I watched some other stuff, but the one that stands out to me is Bad Education. That was probably the best movie I've seen so far this during this break. But yeah, so I've been watching a lot of stuff just because I had the free time. So.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I this week has been a lot of work this week, but since the couple days I've been off, I actually got into the dinosaur on Netflix, narrated by Morgan Freeman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've been getting a lot of like dinosaur TikTok type of vibe, so I wanted to visit like Prehistoric Planet on Apple TV, which I watched. It's more of like a background thing, but I've kind of
Yeah.
sat down this morning and kind of drank my coffee and kind of watched the dinosaur and see how well it was narrated. And I enjoy Morgan Freeman's voice. A little
Yeah.
bit, it's a little bit like not what you're used to, like the Animal Planet type of style. But he does a great job. Like the amount of times he says the word dinosaur itself, I'll probably be well off by now.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that bugged me, but very enjoyable. I like the visuals. The CGI is really good and it looks very believable.
Yeah, my fiance and I, we tried watching it, and she's an animal person. So when she started off, like usually some nature documentaries show like killing and everything, and some don't, but this one does. And she was like, "Okay, you got to turn it off. I can't watch it." So
But isn't it all like CGI because it's dinosaurs?
Yeah.
it is CGI. It's animated,
Okay, you
but
told me they found a dinosaur to kill.
but
What's the
you know.
killing thing? I was like, what?
Yeah, I mean it's all CGI, but it just seems realistic, But anyway, but I wanted to also say I just looked up. I watched The Smashing Machine this week too, and that
Oh
was
yeah, I saw you rating on
great.
that.
Yeah, yeah, I gave it a 7 out of 10, just because I had some issues with it, but the acting was phenomenal. I saw Christopher Nolan said that his favorite performance of 2025 was Dwayne Johnson in that movie, and I was just telling my fiance, like, I think he did amazing. That was my favorite performance too. Of all the performances I saw in 2025, that was great. Even though I watched it just a few days ago, but it was great. I watched that too, so that was good.
Do you
He's
think
gonna be the
this?
next star.
Yeah. Well, do you think this is Dwayne Johnson's best role so far as an actor?
I think it's his best acting role.
Acting
Yes.
role.
Yeah, he showcased. Honestly, the more I get older, I just realize that a great director can do anything. Like a great director can pull the best out of the actors who you don't see much out of, or just you see them as one thing. But I thought he did really good. Have you guys seen that movie?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, it's on HBO, Maynard, if you want to watch it. But yeah, that was probably the best thing I saw this week. But without further ado, we're going to talk about our top three favorite horror movies. And so, Adam, would you want to start off this week? I feel like I always started off. So, how about you?
With my third movie is going to be Hereditary. Um, when this film came out, a lot of hype was around it, saying it was just such an eerie feeling watching the movie. Just the tone, it's very dark. I mean, they start off with a bang. I mean, the
Hmm.
the sister's head gets completely blown off by that pole. And I'm like,
Hmm.
oh man, this one's for real. This one's not letting up. It's scary. I mean, even with the visions and the dreams that I think his name is Peter. That Peter was having about feeling guilt about killing his sister was visually scary also. I mean, there are so many iconic moments in this movie that it shows like different parts of horror, as in like body horror, gore horror, or just suspenseful. I mean, the most memorable scene I remember from this movie is the bomb near towards the third act in the freaking damn corner of the room.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
can
Ooh,
barely
I
see the
got
silhouette.
chills.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
chills. That was like, oh my God, I'm scared. I gotta have a night light at home. I gotta leave my closet light on. I
Yeah.
mean, that jacket in the side of the room looking a little suspicious over there.
Hmm.
Um, but that I think this film is very well shot. You kind of see the same kind of tone in the movie where it's like, um, what is it called? The color grading is very,
Yeah.
very
Gray.
dark. Yeah, very dark and gray. It keeps that kind of same tone throughout the whole movie, so you kind of felt into the world. It's like, man, there's nothing bright about this is going on. It's just going into the world of grief through the brother and the mom. The mom was going through it too. Um, and that is my number three. I really enjoy that movie. I've watched it a couple of times since then, but I just have not cared to rewatch it. I don't want to bring up any old nightmares.
I think it is considered a classic nowadays. It's been a few
Mhm.
years. People can consider it a classic now. It is considered a classic. I think it's one of A24's best, and really set the tone for like this new generation of like horror movies.
I think you're right. You kind of brought that up, saying that it was like the new generation A24. I think that's where it started. Like, I really didn't get into A24 films until this one. I'm like, man, they started making bangers after this one, and it
Hmm.
started going up from there.
Hmm. Yeah. So yeah, for my top three, for number three, it's going to be actually a foreign movie. It's going to be called The Wailing. It's a South Korean film. And actually, interesting enough, I never watched the movie when I first recommended it. My dad was wondering, he's like, hey, what's some movies I can watch on a weekend? My mom wasn't home. And I had heard about this movie and I was like, hey, watch this or whatever. And he told me it was amazing. And my dad's not like a big like foreign movie fan. So when he said it, I was like, okay, I guess I'll watch it. And I watched it. It is amazing. It's long. It's like 2.5 hours. But my type of horror that scares me is like demonic possession type stuff, and that's kind of what the story is based on. There's just one scene in the movie that's kind of like, this is kind of hokey, but the rest of the movie is great. You don't know where it's going. You're like, oh my god, okay, this person's bad. Oh no, wait, this person's bad. So it keeps you guessing, and I just think it's like Japanese and Korean horror has been like amazing in the past like 15, 20 years. And this is like one of the first movies I'm like that really got me into it. But yeah, so The Wailing, 2018, I believe it came out. I think it's same year Hereditary, or 2016. It's in the 2010s. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever watched it, but it is a great South Korean horror movie. It's awesome.
Where
Um,
can you watch it?
Ooh, I'm not sure. At the time, it was Amazon Prime,
it's on
but
Hulu right now.
it's on Hulu
Hulu.
right now.
Yeah.
I know what
Okay.
I'm watching tonight. That's what I'm gonna
Okay.
do.
Yeah, it's great, man. Like it just like I said, it keeps you guessing. You're like, oh, okay, I kind of understand it. It's like, oh, it throws you a curveball, and it's like, oh my god, wait, that's where we're going. It's great. Like I said, there's only one scene where I'm like, oh, that kind of seems kind of childish, but it's at the beginning of the movie, and then the rest of the way for the next 2 hours, it's like it's on, it's on. It's really great. The acting is great. It's just my type of movie. So that, and I feel like it's a really underrated movie too because it's foreign. It's a South Korean film. So I feel like foreign films need to get more recognition. So I definitely wanted to put that in there. I'm not putting it in there because it's horror film or it's a foreign film. It's really because it's probably my top three, my number three of my favorite horror movies.
It's not
Maynard.
bad. My number three is gonna be the same as Adam. It
Mm.
is not the country. That was gonna be on my top three. It's Hereditary. Much like what Adam said, like I don't remember a lot of the movie because I've only seen it once. I don't want to see that movie again. It freaked me the fuck out when I first saw it. I remember clearly, like right after watching that movie, I had to like watch like some TV show, like Family Guy, American Dad, whatever, to
Yeah.
go to bed. And I finished watching the movie like around 7 or 8, and I couldn't go to bed till like 1 or 2 in the morning, and I was terrified of that movie.
Mm.
And it's like it wasn't like jump scare, but it really made you like just like feel so creeped out.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then I started thinking, I was like, what if my grandma was doing that, you know? Like
Yeah, that's
just like
crazy, man.
secret code and like I
Yeah.
find out about it like in a couple years.
Yeah.
And it's y'all also like talked about it did I feel this was like the start of like the shift from going from a lot of like demon possessed movies and like paranormal movies to more like psychological horror.
Hmm.
And A24 is really like they are on top of that with like Midsummer and like Talk to Me and like the other one that the sequel to Let Me In.
Yeah.
They're all fall around that same kind of like umbrella of
Hmm.
psychological horror. So I
Yeah.
really liked it, and I think it is it if it's considered a classic, I 100% agree with that.
I agree.
It
It's a good
yeah.
classic.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Man, it just popped back into my mind, but in the third act, when the naked grandpa or grandma was in that doorway, just all of a sudden, that
Oh
freaked
yeah, yeah.
the
That
hell
that
out.
yeah, that's where it turned for me. So like I said earlier, like I wasn't the biggest fan the first time. It's because it was such a slow burn and then the ending was like 5 minutes and that was it. Like it just popped off. But now I'm like, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
This
But yeah,
slowly, like when Maynard was saying, like you're discovering, like the grandmother was like secretly plotting this the whole time. Like everything was like coming together, and that's what made it creepy too, because you can never know what what people are doing in the background in your life.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. Adam, you're number two.
My number two is kind of in the same realm as horror. I consider it more of thriller drama horror. And that's gonna be with Florence Pugh Midsummer. This is more definitely a psychological horror movie. Again, man, just the color. The biggest thing that I remember from this film is the film grading and the color. It is
Yep.
so bright and it makes it feel so whimsical, so freeing, like breath of fresh air type of movie. And then it doesn't even let you get into it, make like the first act or the
Yep.
first
Yep.
scene of the movie.
Yep.
It kind of
Yep.
builds a foundation where Florence Pugh's character, her sister, is severely mentally ill, and then she end up goes into like a psychosis state and ends up killing herself and both of her parents in a crazy way of
Hmm.
lining the house full of carbon monoxide from the car, taping everything up, and
Yep.
the first scene you're seeing all the paramedics running in, and you're like, "What's going on? Like, what's happening? And then you see just both the parents' body just laying in the bed, just they
Hmm.
suffocate to death. I think that's one of the few like deaths I do not want to experience is drowning and suffocating. It's probably got to be the worst experience ever because it's not quick at all. You're just like
Yeah.
slowly withering. And then going to like her stages of grief too. She's trying to find a connection with her significant other and trying to reconcile with her grief. I mean, she goes into the I guess it's a you can call it a retreat onto the like a Europe retreat because
Hmm.
the boyfriend and his friends are doing like a study or something
Study
like a
abroad,
thesis.
basically.
Yeah, they're doing a thesis, they're doing a project, and they go into this small country, not well known, but they take a good hike out into the middle of nowhere, which I would never do, put myself in that situation.
Yeah.
Um, but you kind of see as the film goes on, they appear as like they are a normal, happy-going village until you see like hints and tones in the background and like the artwork for sure, because they heavily emphasize like on the artwork, foreshadowing the parts in the movie, especially
Yep.
like with the bear scene and everything like
Yep.
that.
Yep.
You can kind of even like you rewatch it and you're like, okay, you can guess the whole movie. The whole movie's out there. Like it shows you
Yeah.
everything and just in that artwork alone, and which I think is cool because that's why I think movies should be able to be rewatched and re-enjoyed like that.
Yep.
Um, but it's not even about the psychological horror. They did have like ounces of like body horror too when they're
Hmm.
slowly killing off each friend in different type of ways, which is crazy too. Stuffing guy for with hay, draining him out, hanging him up in the barn.
Hmm.
Um, but man, I think what stuck with me the most, call me crazy, was like when they tried to God, what was it? Was it her hair, like her pubic hair or
Yes. Your
something?
pubic hair. Yep.
That that messed me up. I was like, that is so nasty, bro. Like, and just the way the whole movie is structured, I believe that it was a very well written. It's like I said at the beginning with talking to Austin about a well written, tight movie.
Hmm.
It keeps you engaged the whole time. There's little hints and stuff throughout the whole story that kind of like man makes you think about it and it makes you want to have a conversation about it after the movie. Say, hey, did you catch
Yeah.
that? Or what do you think
Yeah.
about this scenario? And that's why Midsummer is my number two.
Yeah. I'll jump in right here because it is also my number two. I remember watching this in the theater and being blown away. Like this is like honestly the best movie I've seen in theater in the past 6, 7
You know, it's
years.
funny that I'm gonna jump in real quick that both my number three and my number two I actually seen on a tablet. I have never seen this in the movie
Oh,
theater.
oh, interesting, interesting. But yeah, no, I remember watching it. I remember being blown away. Like I was automatically like 9 out of 10. I thought it was amazing. The color, the trippy vibes, like they
Yeah,
change. Like when she takes those like LS, basically like mushrooms,
yeah,
and just like you see and like you said, like they tell the story, they foreshadow the story. You just don't know.
yeah.
And Florence Pugh is amazing in it. Or like
Great performance.
great performance, like embodied that performance. And like you said, what I love about it, and because you talked about it so much, I'm not going to talk about it too much, but it 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 starts off like bam, like. And
Hmm.
I've always appreciated that. My dad used to always be like, "Yeah, I want a movie to catch me immediately." And this is the movie. This is
Yeah.
like it starts off within 5 minutes. You're like, "Oh my god!" And it never stops. It never stops.
Because it's the start story, like she's kind of like talking with or chatting with her sister, and then boom, the next scene, she's crying on the phone. Like it happens
Mhm.
immediately.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, it's amazing. Same director as Hereditary, Ari Aster. I
Mhm.
don't think he's ever touched these past two movies. He's made a couple other ones, but I don't think he's touched this level
Mm-mm.
yet. I still believe in him. I think he can still make great movies, of course. But yeah, I think this is like his peak, in my opinion. Most people think Hereditary is his peak. I think this movie is his peak.
Hmm.
It's just amazing. I think it's really amazing. I think it's considered a classic at this point. Like those two movies are his classics as of right now.
I don't know about
Um,
classic because I don't know how many people have actually seen this movie. definitely hear more people talk about Hereditary than Midsummer.
Yes, Hereditary is like the without a doubt, like what people will say, like if you talk to anybody, they're like, yeah, that's a classic. Even if I don't like it, like I know it's a classic. Midsummer, I just feel like it has that classic because it followed Hereditary. It's a year after it. It's the same director, and in my opinion, it reached the same heights and higher for me.
I agree.
And when you like look on like just other sites, like yeah, this is one of the best movies, horror movies of the 2010s. It's just my type of movie. Like I said, it starts off hard and it ends hard. Like
Mhm.
it just man, it's a ride from beginning to end. So yeah, that would be my number two as well.
It's crazy that he came out with those movies like back to back.
Yep.
Hereditary came out in 2018 and then Midsummer 2019.
Yep.
I really like that movie a lot too. And like Adam said at the beginning, like it felt different because like the color grading is very light. It's
Mhm.
sunny throughout the whole movie.
Yep.
So like you don't think it's gonna get like super like messed up and it's gonna dive into all the stuff that it dived into. Uh for me, those I had like those like two wow moments. Like the first scene of like her just being on the phone crying, and the second one was when all the people just kept falling off like the
The
cliff.
Cliff, yeah,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
because I
yeah,
think during that point it was just like they took the mushrooms and everything. So I was like, okay, so this is gonna be more like they're just gonna be tripping out, but no, that they just boom, boom, and they showed it. I was like, oh,
yeah. They showed it. That's the
Yes,
big
they
thing for me that
showed
got
it.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
uh,
She's like, what are we watching? And then they just fall. And she's like,
oh.
oh my God.
it's
Yeah,
kind
no,
of
it's
is
it's
the way that
amazing.
it was shot too. That I remember correctly, that it was like it was focused on her, but you can kind of like see what's happening in the background, and you just hear that thud. Oh my
Yep.
God! And like
Yep.
that was awful. What an awful scene. It was just like traumatizing for her too.
Yeah. No, no. Just a well thought out movie. Really thought out.
Yeah. My number two is gonna be more like horror action. It came out in 20, not 2017, 2007. It's called Wreck. I don't know if you guys have
Oh
seen
yeah.
it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's a Spanish movie.
Yeah.
And it's classic 2007, like found footage type movie, but it's done so well. I've seen it like three times, and every single time I
Mm.
just love it. It's not scary in the sense of like, it's gonna stick with you horror like Hereditary or even like The
Midsummer.
Conjuring, yeah,
Oh
or
yeah,
even
yeah.
Midsummer. But it's like you think it's a zombie movie for most of the time because like the people are just like acting like going crazy and everything, but the acting is done really well. The found footage is done so good and it doesn't become like annoying. Like it
Hmm.
follows like the plot. And like the plot of it is it's like a reporter, she's like doing like this night story on firefighters. They get a call to go to these apartment buildings and they get in there and then they're immediately quarantined in there. And then like stuff just starts to go loose. Like a lot of the people living in the apartment building start going crazy, attacking the firefighters, and they're just trying to like survive the night and like try to find a way to escape. Um, and have y'all seen, gosh, what's that like kung fu movie that came out that was like him going through an apartment building to go save his brother?
Oh, the raid,
The
something raid.
raid, yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
the
kind of
raid.
like
Yeah.
that, like that. Like they're trying to like go up and up and up a level more and more because they're like, okay, we go through the roof, like we can escape or call for help or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, you end up finding out that it's not even like about a virus. It's something like more demonic and everything.
Hmm.
But it just keeps you on your toes. So like it starts off almost immediately, like 10, 15 minutes into the movie, like it starts popping off. The acting is done really well. It's fast paced. It's like an hour and 10 like 20 minutes long, so it's not even that long of a movie. And it spawned like like three other movies.
Yeah.
Rec 2 was also really good. It's an immediate like sequel to that one. Same thing, found footage. Rec 3 is more like a spin-off, like it just expands more into it. And then Rec 4, I didn't see it, but I know it's not found footage. I just never got into it. I highly recommend it. It's in Spanish, so you're gonna have to be reading subtitles if you don't know Spanish. But it's so good. It's probably like one of the best found footage movies that has ever been made.
Yeah, I watched it a few years ago. High expectations, and I'd probably need to watch it again because I've heard it was so good. My expectations were really high, and it wasn't bad or anything. I'm like, okay, that was okay. But I'd like to rewatch it because I've just heard so many people be like, yeah, this is a great found footage film, and it is good. But for found footage, it is a good movie. And I'll also say, you said that the sequels, they also came out with a remake or a
Yeah,
reimagining for the United States. Quarantine is the name of the movie. I think
yeah,
I believe, 2008 maybe. It's like it came out soon after.
yeah.
But I never watched that one. I only seen the first one. But yeah, no, it was a good found footage film. I'd like to rewatch it because, like I said, my expectations were really high just because I've heard about it so much, and it didn't live up to those expectations. So that's usually means like I need to rewatch it again.
Yeah. And I
Does
mean,
it live
like,
up to the hype of like Paranormal Activity? Because that's like my like found footage type of like horror thing.
it
That was my
This
depends.
honorable mention. That was like is really close to Hereditary for me.
mm, this is
Just like
more
personal
stuff
feeling.
going on. This has way more
Okay,
stuff going on.
Yeah.
gotcha.
Like it's really fast paced. Like once this picks up, it really doesn't slow down. It's like gas to
Hmm.
pedal, boom, or foot to pedal,
Yeah,
whatever the saying is.
yeah,
But yeah.
yeah. Okay, okay. Adam, you're number one.
My number one in the top horror is gonna be the South Korean movie of
Mm,
Parasite.
I already
Um,
know.
yes.
I already
Uh,
know.
going with based off what you said, not many people would dive into the foreign film as in horror, but I think this is where I was talking to Megan before this about the just the gateway into um, foreign films and shows. This is the gateway for me that got me into foreign media in general, just like in anime and like other movies, like for example, Train to Busan. That I watched that soon after too. Another good horror movie, zombie flick.
Mm,
But this one is not more or less horror. Definitely leans more on the psychological thriller horror vibe. It kind of goes into the underlying message of classes and the rich and the poor, and you kind of see where this family here in the main family kind of squeezes their way into this rich people's family, and they're doing any means possible to try to stay in this type of lifestyle. But just the way that it foreshadows what's going to happen with just like the stone and the rock, and then what they have to do as like a family just to make it work. They're working together. They're taking out the nanny that was originally there. Um, just I a lot of it. I don't want to say it's horror based, and I don't really have a strong reasoning why this is my number one in horror specifically, but
hmm
I think it really stuck with me in regards to man, like this is phenomenal storytelling. It gives you a lot of underlying tones of like I said, the class systems, or you have to do what you got to do to survive as an individual. Even if it doesn't work out for you, you have someone else thriving in this situation. More or less like the ending of the shows that the sister is the major benefactor of this what happening instead of the son and the mom.
Yeah.
But just like when it got to the scenes of where it was like in that when you find out there was the husband of the nannies staying in like underneath like the basement, has been living there the whole time. Like I thought that was creepy. That specific scene where you see him like creeping over the stairs and going down to the
hmm
basement, that was a visualizing like great horror like moment. I was like, that is absolutely scary because I always think every single time I'm in a new place, or even when I move into Megan's place here, like I don't know who or what is living in this place. I don't know what's in the
hmm
attic. I don't know what's inside. Like someone could be just living with you this whole time and you would never know. And that's kind of like the horror that I enjoy. It's more like psych horror, and that's why it is my number one is Parasite.
So I have a question.
Mhm.
Would you really consider that a horror movie?
I personally do. I think
Okay.
it dives deep into fear, and for sure that's why I put it up there.
Okay.
I
Okay.
guess it's just your definition of horror.
Right. Yeah. I think it's important, obviously for our viewers, like what's horrifying for you could be not horrifying for somebody else, and vice versa. Like, so like I said, like I like is scared of like demonic possession, like devil type of stuff. But some people who's like an atheist it's not gonna be scary for them, right? And so yeah, but okay. Parasite. Okay.
It's so funny, like, because I never saw the hype about the movie, like when it was came out. Then I finally watched it. It's funny that we're talking about the horror thing because I really thought it was gonna be like a horror movie because it
Mhm.
is a
Hmm.
South Korean, the name Parasite, and then when you
Yeah.
see like the poster, it's like everyone there with like
Yeah.
their eyes blacked out. So I was like,
Yeah,
oh, this gonna be like some weird, freaky movie,
I
and
thought it was
it's
gonna be
not
like
that.
the anime Parasite. That's what I was thinking of, like more
Yeah.
like that.
And it's not that at all. I really like
Mhm.
the movie. It's a really good movie. But I was just surprised that like my expectations for that movie were so wrong about it because I never saw even like a
Yeah.
trailer of it at all.
Me too. I had the exact same experience. Like I went in with different expectations. Not of like how great the movie was, but just like of what the movie was going to be about, and I was totally thrown off guard.
Mhm.
And so I had to watch it twice to be like really appreciative of it because at this point it's considered one of the great movies of the past, 10, 15, 20 years.
It won four
But
Oscars.
yeah, exactly. It's won a lot of Oscars. It won a lot of Oscars. It's still considered like like a masterpiece of cinema. Of
Mhm.
especially the class system, which
Yeah.
that's my favorite part of the movie. It's just like telling you like the difference between the class system. So number one for me. So a few episodes ago, I told you guys that Jaws is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's considered a horror movie. I did not want to put that in here just because I wanted to give you guys something different. And I don't always think of Jaws as a horror movie. Interestingly, even though it definitely is. But so for my number one today, it is very stereotypical. It is 1982, The Thing, John Carpenter's. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. It is great. It is the example that you should use for why practical effects are most of the time, especially in horror, better than CGI. It's Have you guys ever seen it?
I've seen the remake.
Uh, I
Remake.
was
Okay.
gonna watch it like a month ago. I'll
Hmm.
be honest, I couldn't watch it just because I was too scared because it was like late at night. And I was like, I don't think I can do this right now. So I've just been putting it off since then.
No, I love that reason. No, it's really good. Adam, you say you saw the remake.
Mhm.
So the remake is actually like the prequel. It's actually a prequel.
Okay, didn't know that.
So yeah. So if you watch the remake and then watch the original, you'll see how they kind of tie. They do a really good job of tying them in together.
Mhm.
But of course, the original is it's considered a classic. I think it just got accepted into the National Library of Congress for which I'm a big follower of. They nominate 25 movies every single year. That's been important to American history. I believe it just got accepted, or maybe it was last year. But it's just a perfect example of a blend between body horror and psychological horror, where like you do not know who's the monster. You don't know. It could be one person, two people, three people. John Carver does a great job of like making you believe, oh, it could be this person. Oh wait, no, it's not this person. It could be this person. And so and like I said, it's really a definition of why practical sometimes is better than CGI. Now the movie is dated. I mean, it came out 40 years ago. So if younger viewers feel like they just can't relate to it as much, I understand. But I just think the practical effects still are pretty good for that time. If you just go in knowing like, okay, this is an older movie, but the rest of it is amazing. So since you guys haven't seen the original, I would definitely recommend. Since it's my number one and it's considered a classic horror movie. But yeah, so that's my number one. That's my number one horror movie of all time.
I like that pick. I like it.
Yeah. I'm surprised that it's that old, and I grew up in the era of like Watch Moyo spoiling everything for you
Yeah,
with like
yeah,
movie endings. And
yeah.
that movie still has not been spoiled for me.
Oh, awesome, man.
Me
Yeah,
neither. I
rewatch it,
don't. I
man.
have no
Yeah.
idea. I don't remember anything from the remake.
No. Yeah, watch it. Watch it if y'all can within the next however long. Y'all watch it.
I'm a I'll probably watch it this Saturday actually, in the middle of
Yeah,
the day or something.
do it, man. Do it.
Watch it during the daytime. I think this is
I
will solve a lot of your issues watching
It
everything during the day.
is.
Nah, no, no. You gotta watch it at night, man. It's not
Dude,
real.
I
It's not
can't.
real.
I cannot do it.
It's not real,
Well,
Turn
man.
on your
I was
closet
trying to
light.
watch Jason X recently.
Oh my God,
I could
Maynard.
not watch that at night either.
Maynard.
And
Jason X.
there's something about it that just it creeps me out.
Mm,
And like my apartment's not even that big, and like I live
yeah.
in a very close, like it's a closed building, and still like I can't.
Man, you have a window that's legit next to your bed. Just open that thing and just look outside. I think you're
I
For
okay.
real. Maynard, you're number one,
Uh,
man.
my number one is Sinister.
Mm,
I've only seen this movie once. It was when it first came out. I refuse to once again to watch this movie again. I will watch it with someone, I guess, but not by myself.
mhm.
Uh, I don't even think I watched it by myself when I first watched it, but I remember it clearly. Uh, this movie terrified me. Like all the
Yeah.
jump scare got me for the first time. And I get scared easy, but this one, like every single jump scare got me. Ethan Hawke's performance in this movie is really well. It's really good. It's nothing like extreme or anything like that, but he's just like he's the main character. He's kind of the only one that really has like the most talking, and he's by
Yeah.
himself a lot of the movie. But he does really well. He does like this really good job with just like the slow pace of the movie. Like just his acting alone is really strong.
Yeah.
Thirdly, I remember I was sitting on the edge of like the row in the movie theater, and right next to it there was a door. And for some weird reason, it was completely quiet. They were like trying to do a jump scare. I just hear a huge bang on that door. I turned around, screamed, and I couldn't like for the rest of like the last 30, 40 minutes of that movie, I could not like sit still anymore.
Yeah.
So that terrified me. Like it stuck with me. It's like a movie that I don't even remember much about, but I know it's like him watching like old films, like he's trying to write like a book about like a murder house.
Hmm.
That also put another fear on me. Like, what if when I get older, I end up buying a house and a huge murder was covered up in there, and then I have kids or something, and then they find that box. They're like, here you go, Dad, and it's just a
That's my
bunch of like
fear.
old
Your
films.
kids
I was like,
seeing
nah,
ghosts. Oh my God. If my
nah,
kids start saying like, oh, my imaginary friend is telling me to do
you're going
stuff,
to
we're
the
moving out
orphanage.
that
I'm
house.
sorry.
Oh
It's
man.
such a good movie. I don't know if y'all have seen it or remember much about it, but it's really good.
I have not seen it.
It's classic jump scares
Yeah.
throughout the whole movie, but I think they're done really well. I have not watched the sequels. I don't really like most sequels of horror movies, so I just kept it to just that one.
Yeah, I've seen it. I remember when it came out, being like 12 years old or 13, and I remember me, my cousin, and my one of our family friends. We would not go to the bathroom by ourselves. So I remember this is kind of crazy story. I remember they're like, dude, y'all want to just sit in the shower, close the blinds, and we all go use the bathroom. And that's what we did.
Bro.
That's what we did, dude. We were so scared after watching that movie. I will say, don't watch the sequel. It does nothing for you. It's bad. It's not good. But and I actually just rewatched it. That's crazy that you mentioned that. Like maybe 6 weeks ago, 2 months ago, maybe. And it still holds up. It's still good. I think I'm a little bit desensitized to it because I've seen it like 4 or 5 times now.
Mhm.
I still consider it a great horror movie, and I have a lot of memories tied to it. So I think I appreciate that pick. I like that pick.
Mhm.
I think it's a really good pick. Adam is good. Yeah, jump scares. Like I said, it's jump scares, and they're good jump scares. And the evil villain is, or like the creature, or whatever you want to call him, the demonic possession guy. He's really creepy. So yeah, I think, and Ethan Hawke's just great. He's just great in everything.
I have Sinister pulled up on Wikipedia, and it says a 2020 study named Sinister the scariest film ever made based on analysis of viewer heart rates.
Mhm.
I swear to God, if I had like a smartwatch during that time, my heart rate was like at 180 throughout the whole movie.
Yeah. Yeah. No, no, it's a scary movie. And like I was saying earlier, the main villain or whatever you want to call him, he is freaky. He's
Yeah.
scary. But yeah, no, it's an interesting movie too. Different concept. And so yeah, I think it's a really good horror movie, especially the 2010s. I think the 2010s is a very underrated decade for movies in general. But especially like horror movies, I think that's like one of the best eras ever of horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the 2010s is a very underrated decade for movies,
Yes, I
especially
think I
horror,
agree.
especially horror.
Mhm.
But yeah, thank you guys. Of course, follow us at the Z Listers Podcast on Instagram and on YouTube. And you can find our Instagram on our YouTube and our other social medias. But other than that, you guys stay safe. Leave a comment for your favorite horror movies, any more horror movies that you would like us to review, especially if something we haven't seen. We'd love to review it. We're trying to include you guys more. So the more comments we get, the more likely we are going to review those movies. So just hit us with a like and send out your comments. The comment section is the discussion after the discussion. So you guys, follow us at the Z-List Podcast on Instagram and on YouTube, and we'll see you guys later. Peace.
See you guys.
See ya.